This is Adil. He's 12 and wants to be a doctor. He's one of millions of Syrian refugee children displaced and living in a refugee camp.
And every morning he goes out and he digs the ground, or he picks tomatoes, or he chops firewood for the local farmer. What he's doing is slowly he's earning money, and his great vision is actually earn enough money that he can build a great big house for his mother and his sisters so that they'll be safe. He's 12 years old, he should be playing football, he should be in school, and yet what he's doing is he's thinking about the future of his family and how he can look after them.
Adil's father died. The 7-year-long crisis in Syria has led 5 million people to move out of Syria into neighbouring countries.
So a lot of the work that World Vision's been doing is with these families who are severely traumatised, children who've seen things that you'd never wish a child to experience, who are now living in a very simple tent through the storms of winter, through the snow of winter in places like Lebanon, and then through the great heat of summer. So what we're doing is making sure that they've got the basics of life, and really talking about the basics. We're talking about sanitation and hygiene and water and food.
But Clark says real concern is the psychosocial damage children are suffering today.
These children have been severely traumatised. They've seen their schools bombed. In many cases they've lost parents. No one is unaffected by the Syrian crisis.
World Vision is working to create a new sense of normalcy for these children.
One of the exciting things we do is we take these children into a school effectively, and we call it a child-friendly space. And over about a period of 12 weeks, we help these children come to terms with the grief that they've experienced and give them a sense that there is still a hope and still opportunity for them as young children. And it's profound work. I was in a camp very recently in Lebanon with a mum. And she started crying, and she said to me, "This is the first time I've heard my daughter laugh in 4 years." So it's great work.
Clark says more New Zealanders are putting their hands up to help, and in the last 3 years alone, they've given over $7 million through World Vision to help support the Syrian crisis.
New Zealanders are incredibly generous and responded really in a way which is magnificent. So much so that other countries around the world have been noticing the response of New Zealand.
Clark says both the crisis in Syria and the Pacific are pressing issues.
It's hard to say which is the more pressing. I think as New Zealanders we have a real responsibility for the Pacific, yet as humanitarians we must respond to this global crisis of refugees.
Clark also met with some young people in Dunedin on Monday. He said it was extraordinary to see how passionate young people are to make a difference. Mina Amso, The South Today.